Gaming with the family. Obviously, there are several paths that we can take in the Stanley Parable. This video will represent only one attempt, because to do them all would take for fucking ever. So, anyway, onward!
Let's go!
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of Gaming with the Family. This is a Let's Play. And let's play the Stanley Parable. This is a suggestion of Kimberly's.
Yes, I suggested this game.
Alright, so, nothing for it now but to begin the game.
The end is never. The end is never.
Or it never is the end? Is
No,
never the end? It does. There's no punctuation. How do you know what it says?
Yeah,
It's freaky.
This is the story
What?
of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number
On the fourth
427.
floor.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
Parabolic?
He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I have control now. I like... it's supposed to narrate everything, so if I don't leave my office... How do I touch stuff?
You can't. You can't, apparently.
That's malarkey.
Yeah, he's supposed to say, and he leaves his desk or something like this. I've seen people play it. And I'm pretty sure you've played it before, right, Daddy?
Just a very, very little. Alright,
Yeah,
fine.
he narrates everything you do.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Where the hell's the meeting room?
There it is. No. I'm pretty sure it's a door that says meeting. We gotta go through all the open doors. Okay. Apparently. This is creepy. Leading the way. I didn't think
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Uh-oh.
he entered the door on his left.
Let's
Fuck
go to
you,
the door on the
narrator.
right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop
fine.
by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
We can't go back.
Oh, that's BS.
He had to admire it. Apparently. I like how it changes the narration. Is that the employee lounge? This is the employee. Ooh, that's nice.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Smart ass.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
But he's not drinking the coffee or the soda. So. Go out.
I'm drinking it all in.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
Go back.
Really worth it.
The narrator's going the right way for a smacked bottom.
Yeah. He's really sarcastic.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Screw you, narrator. Alright, fine.
Finally.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
But if I...
That looks creepy. Let's just go through the door. No.
Kimberly picked this one.
I did. I think that's the meeting room with the whiteboard. Don't go there. Go to the meeting room.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
This is so weird. Wait, it's weird playing a game, but it's not weird watching it.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Nothing my ass. There's like a pair of pliers, a monkey wrench, a pipe wrench, 2 rolls of duct tape.
There was nothing here. No choice to make.
There's a
no
broom!
To follow. Just an empty
and some hose. And a fine narrator, you overbearing piece of shit.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's.
Screw you! I'm not doing it this time.
God, this is scary. Red lights. Yay!
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the
Give me a
possibility
break.
of facing a boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy.
Whoa, wait a minute.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
Okay.
None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did the doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
You think?
We're
No,
going in
Stanley said to
circles.
himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
Oh, here we go.
And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
I'm dreaming. This is all a dream.
To have finally found an answer. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
I suppose I'll wake up soon. Blah, 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 blah.
Began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes.
This is stupid.
And he invited himself to wake up.
Finally.
He felt the cool weight of the
Not
blanket
going
on
in
his
circles
skin,
anymore.
the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of the world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream.
I should eat less
I wish it
Mexican,
to
he
be
thought.
over. Let me go back to my job. Let me
go back to
continue
my
pushing
job.
the buttons.
Let me continue pushing the
Please.
buttons.
It's all I want.
I need more tacos.
I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is
Now
my
I want
life
tacos.
exactly the
No.
way it's always been. My life is normal. I
No.
am normal. Everything will be fine.
You're right. You're right.
I am okay.
No, you're not.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My
We
name is
were
Stanley.
screaming.
I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone.
Oh God, not no! It's turning
I
red.
must be real.
This is
I must be.
scary.
Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
Oh,
And
there's.
everything went black.
I thought that there was gonna be like a monster or something.
What? No, this is a
This is the story of a
Story
woman
of-
named Mariella.
woman named Mariella.
What?
what it
Mariella
says.
woke up on a day like
It was
any other.
Stanley.
She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then
That's
collapsed dead on the
Stanley.
sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
And ran. Wow. Are we this Mariella chick now? I think it's saving.
It's loading, it says.
Whatever. I think we're Stanley. We're Stanley again. Okay, here we go.
We're at 10 minutes here. That's plenty for now.
Yeah.
So that concludes Gaming with the Family.